Thanks a lot. A very, very good evening, all, and a special warm welcome to all the media friends. So, when we had sent the invite, we had said that mountains are calling. And here we are, in the lap of the nature at 8,000 feet above the sea level, in this very beautiful, serene Thiog. Now, over the course of next 90 minutes, we will take you through what defines TVS, TVS Premium Business, all about our engineering excellence and new experiences. Now, all this journey will be taken forward by a very, very respected, our President, Two-Wheeler India Business, Mr. Gaurav Gupta.
Why wake up when the world sleeps? Every single day. Why train alone? Engineering goosebumps since 1982.
Good evening and welcome to what will be, in our opinion, redefining the segment of adventure, rally and touring. And I just love the line, grit to glory. And over the next 2 days, maybe 3 days, you will experience what will enable and what will help you and what will help thousands and thousands of riders across the world to really get to the glory point, and that will be the TVS Apache RTX. But before we go on to talk about the product, where it will stand, and what it's all about, it's my privilege to introduce to you briefly about the company, the people, the DNA that is behind the product, and that is what I will capture in a few charts from now. If you look at our journey so far, it's a company with very, very rich history. We started with the first two-wheeler production in the year 1979 and have never looked back ever since, right to this day, grit to glory. We established our first two-wheeler plant overseas in the year 2006, and that was in Indonesia. We moved on thereafter to bring in more and more products. If you look at it, we also were equipped and enabled ourselves to win the first Deming Award for quality in the year 2002. So if you look at it, our international foray, our commitment to quality, and then continuing more and more segments to enter with our products. We entered the premium segment 20 years ago with Apache. In 2022, we brought in Ronin, our naked new roadster. And then last year, we also brought in our electric mobility. More and more products came into the picture. So two-wheelers and scooters, two-wheelers electric vehicles, two-wheelers motorcycles, multiple accolades across the journey, and that is what captures our entire momentum and continues with us even today. What drives us at TVS are our 6 core values. The first value is on trust. Trust is very, very important for us because this defines our transparency, our openness, and most importantly, honoring our commitments. And this is in all our dealings, internal, external, and continuing beyond that as well. It's important for me to redefine this again and reinforce it today because that is something that a lot of riders will also trust our product with to deliver what they're expecting out of that. Value maximization. It's always about providing, isn't this lovely with the mist coming onto you? This is really, the mountains are calling. So what a wonderful setting, I must say. Brilliant, guys, isn't it? Unbelievable, unbelievable. And this is what excites all of us as well. And this is, I would say, Vimal and the team, this is value maximization. I mean, who would expect this entire benefit to all of us in the middle of the lower Himalayas? So value maximization for us is always giving and providing a little more than what anyone expects, be it in terms of features, be it in terms of expectation of our normal delivery as well. Exactness, sharpness, precision is what has been driving not only our engineering and our R&D teams, but also our entire workforce through a relentless reflection and thereafter making it part of our DNA and helping us to progress further. Customer obsession. We wouldn't be here if we were not obsessed with our customers. To understand their needs, the shifts in consumer patterns, technology movements, what they embrace, what they will like in the future. All of this comes together when we look at customer obsession. Speed and agility. Well, we can be obsessed about customer, but if we don't bring it on time, and we don't bring it and inspire people, then this will be of no use. And hence, speed and agility is going to be the backbone of us and our company and our DNA to be able to fulfill our entire other promises and our values. And all of this with our disruptive mindset. The disruptive mindset goes beyond and inspires us to what can be the possibility for the future. Unbridled, unconstrained thinking, challenging each other, learning from each other, and bringing it and helping everybody elevate their experience. All of these put together is our core value stack at TVS. Next. Now, all of this has been possible and helped us to bring some great products over the last so many years. We've got products which are backed across multiple customer segments for purpose, for pockets of different nature and type. And that has helped us to get a footprint in over 90 countries across the world. So an Indian DNA, an Indian company has transformed itself into a global multinational with a footprint in 90+ countries, different segments, different languages, different expectation, all coming from the home of TVS. More importantly is that in this course of gaining more and more customers, we have reached the pedestal of rank number 4, inching on rank number 3 in the global overall track of manufacturers in two-wheelers. But more important to us than the rank 3, rank 4, etc., is how many consumers are we able to inspire, bring them onto the TVS fold, and make them fans and loved customers of TVS. Next. In this journey, specifically in India, over the last 5 years, we've had a stupendous run of our market share goal of 4.6%. But along this way as well, we have continued our focus on quality. I talked about our Deming Award in 2002, and even today, we've got a list of accolades from J.D. Power on quality as well as on appeal. And that continues and that helps us strive further because that is a never-ending achievement level. You always pursue to the next level of standards. At the same time, we also are working on expansion of our footprint across the country. We are available in more than 5,000 outlets across the country and expanding as we speak. Importantly today, we are also able to look at a large footprint of our products. And the next chart will talk about what all do we bring onto the marketplace. So if you look at it, we've got a wide range of products, like I said earlier, for different purpose and for different pockets. They serve a wide range. And this has been possible only because we are able to always understand consumer shifts, consumer patterns, and taking our journey along with this. Along with our products, we've also been very relentless on the focus of sustainability, and this is where more than 95% of the energy used in our operations in India are from renewable sources. We are a net water positive enterprise as well. 20% plus of diversity, women workforce at TVS. We also have 3% of specially abled employees in TVS. So what you see as products, and we've got an entire audience today of India and the globe, this is the powerhouse behind the product that you will experience tomorrow, and of course, ride in the lap of the Himalayas. Moving on, I would also say, why are we looking at this new segment today? It's a very important segment to understand how the world is redefining itself and how the next generation is looking at the next steps. It's important to look at today, consumers are looking at what's in it for me. What is that unique experience that I can enrich myself with? It's also very interesting to understand that the consumer spending, more than acquiring, is on experience as well as enriching themselves. A 2x increase in consumer spend on experience. Travel, not only after COVID, but the momentum has continued even beyond COVID now. We're talking about 3 to 4 years beyond COVID. 3x spends on tourism. And that helps us to understand that people want to explore new areas. Specifically in India, if you see, thanks to the government's effort on roads, with great roads, new reaches are possible now. Our consumers who are in the adventure terrain are able to reach out new markets. When I say markets, it would mean new areas they can explore and live their joy and their desire. North, south, east, west, you name it. So more roads means more accessibility to different terrain. Adventure tourism, 2x, and more importantly amongst all of them is a personalized solution. And Vimal and the team will talk about our products, how we are looking at also personalizing them for a consumer train. When we look at the adventure segment in India, particularly in India, of course globally as well, we are looking at when the motorcycle industry grew at about 10.4% over the last 5 years, the adventure segment in particular has grown at 27%, 2.6 times. So when we package all of this together, we look at a young India, we look at a population that is wanting to explore, that has the infrastructure to explore, that is willing to take on the risk. And when we bring all of it together, we look at bringing in the TVS RTX, and that is from grit to glory. So with that, I want to welcome our next partner on stage, Vimal, to talk about how we take things further. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. I hope the mic is working. How are you all? How was the adventure on the roads? They were called as tarmac, right? I was told this is a very super highway, we come very fast. How was the adventure on the roads? Right? How many of you enjoyed on the four wheels? Come on, raise your hands, yeah? Right. Some of you enjoyed, some of you are not giving a smile also, right? But let me tell you that, guys, what are we going to do for next 2-3 days is going to shake the whole industry, is going to shake the way we ride motorcycles, the way we do adventure. We are going to make mountains little faster than they were before. So expect the mountains to be climbed fast, mountains to be traveled fast, and tarmacs to be enjoyed more. So before I get into my presentation, I thought I'll just give you a little brief view about what's happening in the industry and what is this whole thing that we are trying to do today at TVS Motor Company. And this is the first global launch of this motorcycle. And as you know, made in India and sold in more than 75 countries globally. So we'll introduce today a new way of motorcycling with all of you for the first time. So let me give you a little brief about the industry. I hope this is working. Can you move the slide from there, please? So if you look at the global motorcycle industry of 150cc plus, roughly around 770,000 of them are being sold. And if you look at the CAGR of last 5 years, it has been growing at a rate of 9.1%. And when you look at domestic, we have been growing much faster than that at around 10.4%. And if you look at 150cc plus, the contribution of this industry is now 26%. And that is the segment we are catering through with various product ranges, either from Apache or from Ronin. Our premium portfolio is currently built from our 160cc to 310cc platform. So this is a segment where overall globally it is growing, also in domestic level it is growing. And within the segment, it is really, really contributing well. And if you look at the premium industry, that is 150cc plus, it is around 7 to 8 years back, it was contributing only 8% to the industry. Now it's contributing 16% to the two-wheeler industry in India. If you look in India, previously the motorcycles were only for commuting. Then over a period of time, we started understanding the format of motorcycling, right? We all have jeans. Somebody has a tight jean, somebody has a loose jean, somebody has a boot cut, somebody wants to have hip hugger, somebody wants to have different type of jeans. Suddenly they saw a range of motorcycles coming in India. Somebody wanted a naked, somebody wanted a super sport, somebody wanted an adventure, somebody wanted a rally tourer, somebody wanted a super sports. Suddenly India has become a market where different people want different set of motorcycle, and that's how this industry has been growing. So from here, let's look at TVS Motor Company and its pedigree as an Apache as a brand. I'm very happy to share with each one of you here, we are celebrating 20 years of Apache. Right? We recently had a celebration. We had a limited edition of 20 years of Apache. Very happy to share with you, we have 6.5 million Apache customers globally. And not only we have 6.5 million customers globally, we also have a strong legacy of 20 years plus. And when I was coming to this place, and I was really thrilled and excited, there were only two sets of products I saw on the road, right? One was either NTORQ 125, 150 or Apaches. So we kind of own this place. We never claimed it. Today is our opportunity to claim this space. And that is why we chose this destination, we chose this location. And there's no better place than this to launch the new set of motorcycles, which I'm sure you're going to enjoy today. So we sell Apache in more than 80 countries globally. And what is Apache built on? All of you know, and most of you ride, right? It was built from a philosophy of track to road supremacy. The strong objective of TVS Motor Company was to democratize racing in India. Racing, few years back, was only limited to rich people, people who had a lot of money, who could afford to go to the racetracks, who could go abroad for training. We redefined the whole racing. We democratized the racing. We started in 2005 with Apache and we created a tribe. In 2009, we launched our 180cc Apache. 2016, we are very proud, very happy to share with you, first OEM to have a factory woman racing team. Now I was told the Formula 1 will have by 2028. That is how India leads, right? Then in 2017, we bought our flagship brand called as RR310 to this world. In 2019, in the racing championship in India, RR stood as #1. In 2020, we started Asia One Make Racing Championship, and Apache RTR we launched in 2023 in Bangkok, and today we are celebrating 20 years of Apache. You'll be wondering why we are talking about racing. What has it got to do with adventure? And I'm sure you know, we do dominate a track a lot, but we have a very, very strong legacy of rally racing also. And some of you know, some of you may not know. And that is the core from which the product which we are going to launch today is getting its inspiration from. So if you look, tarmacs, we have really covered very well and really dominate them. In India, we have more than 80% podium wins. Ladies and gentlemen, we compete with the world's best OEMs when we go to the racing championships in India. And Apache stands tall with 80% plus podium wins. Now, what do we want to do? Why we are here? We wanted to bring grit, dust, and endurance collide at one place together. That's what we are here for. I'm sure you all saw Grit to Glory, right? What does it mean to us? Why Grit to Glory? Why that branding? I'm sure over a period of time you will come to understand. We all want you to enjoy the beautiful motorcycles. We all want you to enjoy the real motorcycling in the way it should be enjoyed. And there's a lot of research, lot of consumer research has been done before we got into this segment, before we developed this product. So what product name we have for it? Can we move to the next slide, please? It's not moving. Yes, so we know very well about racing because Apache stands for racing. This is our pedigree on rally racing, right? We have been in rally racing since 35. Raid the Himalayas. We have more than 20 national and international wins. As a company, we have 10 years of presence in Dakar. We are the first Indian manufacturer to be in Dakar. We have 2 lovely factory racers who have won rally racings abroad, Aishwarya Prese and Harit Noah. I can proudly tell you there's no other OEM which has this strong pedigree in this category. So we dominate racing. We also dominate a lot in terms of rally. And this gives us a strength to develop the products which are very good engineered, which are very good designed, and which are very high on performance. And I'm sure my motorcyclist friend, Babu I call motorcyclist friend because he's first a motorcyclist and then an R&D guy. So we have a lot of tussles, a lot of debates about what is right and what is not wrong. And I'm sure we'll hear about it. We also have RGP with us, who is the one man behind it as an NPD head who developed this product. I'm sure you'll hear from both of them. So this is a very strong pedigree from where TVS Apache RTX stands from. So this rally expertise helped us to think through how do we develop a category from there and how do we make it large. TVS has been known as a company to create a category, then dominate the category and own the category. And Gaurav spoke about it. We have a lot of product range, but if you look at our product range, every category is to a set of consumer, and every set of the consumer, then we dominate through our performance, through our designs, or through the technology that we bring to the category. So can you move the slide? Sorry, this is not working. So global adventure industry, if you look at, is roughly around 183,000 units. In that, 16% is the CAGR in last 10 years. In fact, if you look at bigger bikes, which are more than 500cc, 600cc, that is the largest format in the world. And India is in the nascent stage of adventure. And I believe, and we strongly believe as a company, the product we are going to launch is going to expand this segment, grow this segment, bring newer set of consumers. And India is at 22% contribution to the global adventure industry. From here, if we look at the consumer trends, what are happening in the market, people are no more buying the products. People are buying the experience. If you look at the tourism, global tourism, this was the data from Forbes, 50% is the growth in the mountain tourism. And all of you would have seen it while coming up the hills. Few years back, there were a few of the establishments there, and now you can see every nook and corner, houses, restaurants, experiential zones. There's a 2x growth in the adventure riding community in India and globally. There's 2x growth in the adventure tourism. Adventure tourism is becoming a big vertical. And there's a growth of 2 times in the rentals. There are a lot of rental programs. When you go to Leh, you go to Ladakh, you go to Manali, you go to down south, there are a lot of rental companies. This is growing. So the ecosystem is right for us. One is the size of the industry is very right for us. The growth in the segment is becoming very good for us. And the consumers who are going to consume are also looking forward for much experiential product. And this gives a great opportunity for TVS to be there. And that is why the entry today, that is why we are here to launch the product. If you look at these people, if you look at the people who are getting into motorcycle, what do they want? They're purely looking to explore on 2 wheels. There is no better way to explore India, beautiful terrains, except on 2 wheels, right? They endure, they really endure to get the best. And they elevate. They are very settled in their life, what they want from the motorcycle. So very clear definition in terms of where they want. in terms of the product or in terms of their emotion. If you look forward in terms of the terrains they're looking at the terrains in the same way, the way they're exhibiting their personality in their day-to-day work. They really want to explore, they want to endure, they want to elevate. And we are here to elevate this experience and take them to the next level of motorcycling with the kind of the product we are going to launch today. So if we look at creating categories, I kept on saying, and Gaurav had a very good definition about it, that TVS has been at helm of creating categories and dominating. 1993, we launched Scooty. Today, every two-wheeler in India is called as Scooty. Like we know in water bottling, every mineral water is called as Bisleri, right? Similarly, in 2005, we created a tribe. We have 6.5 million Apache users. In 2022, we created a category in modern retro, and we today are selling close to around 7,500 units per month. And we have more than 100,000 happy customers in this category. And today, again, we'll redefine and create a category, and over a period of time, dominate it. So, two formats of adventure. Any adventure destination in the world, we came to Himachal, we go to Shimla, we go to Leh Ladakh. 80 to 85% of the journey is on tarmac, 15 to 20% is on your adventure part. So if you look at the market over there and we look at the consumers, they were looking at a perfect combination of having a bike which they have fun on the tarmac, on the road when they ride, on their day-to-day work. At the same time, the bike is capable to do touring, the bike is able to do off-roading, the bike is able to do rally. This is the sweet spot in which we are going to today position our Apache RTX, and this is called as the Adventure Rally Tourer. Perfect combination where a guy, the customer who's riding this motorcycle, is just going to ride motorcycle. He doesn't have to really worry whether he's on a tarmac or on an adventure road. He's just going to enjoy the fun of motorcycling. And I'm sure when you ride this motorcycle, none of you will give this bike back to us. I'm sure most of you want to ride it back to your own hometowns with the bike. So this is what we will today be talking about. The consumers who are for this product are thrill seekers. They really want thrill. They want power. They want torque. They want power to weight ratios. They want technology. They're very inquisitive. They're wanderers. They want to wander. And we call these people as discoverists. This is the new category where we are targeting the consumers. Let us see who are they, where they are from, what do they do in day-to-day life, and what is this motorcycle today we are going to launch for whom? Who are these consumers? Can you hear the AV, please?
Boundaries, borders, white lines on tarmac. Some see them as limits, but for others, they're reminders to break free. Because glory is not found in comfort zones. It lies beyond them. Where some sense fear, they hear the calling of grit. For some, each mile is exploration. Every turn is an escape. They chase the horizon, finding glory in their endless journeys and the stories they collect along the way. They ride not to conquer the world, but to discover themselves in it. And some, they ride to reset the mind, not to escape the grind, but to unwind. Helmet on, visor down, and throttle open. They ride for the quick getaways, to unite with their brotherhood at dawn, and to find glory in the act of breaking the routine. But no matter who you are, if adventure is your compass and adrenaline is your fuel, then it is time to turn your grit to glory.
So this is the kind of the consumer we are getting into it, and we were in naked as we spoke about, we are in super sports as we spoke about, and we are going to enter this category. And we have a 20 years dominance through design, technology, and performance in Apache as a mother, as a core brand for TVS. So I will invite now my colleague, Babu-san, to talk about the whole engineering part of it. As this whole proposition of the bike is guided by one vision, is to make the spirit of exploration visible. It is currently not visible. We want to make it visible. We want to see more motorcyclists on the road. We want to see this becoming a very, very large segment. And I think there is no other product category available in this segment where we would love to grow the segment and get more and more riders into this category. So before I hand over to Babu-san, I'm going to explain to you Apache is a mother brand for it. Rally is R, stands for Rally. which is rally-inspired, uncompromised riding experience. This is what we own. The ergonomics, the way you ride this bike is very, very uncompromised for your adventure as well as when you do tarmac riding. It is a beautiful bike to ride in all terrains at all the times. So second element of it is the tourer. So it is engineered for adventure and tailored for all-day touring comfort. So a lot of people want to tour for a longer distance. They must enjoy, they must have fun. And this has been kept in mind, and that is the second pillar of it. So where one pillar is rally, second pillar as a tourer, and third pillar as an extreme. So it is sturdy, it is agile, and always in control. It is built for any terrain. That is the strength of this product which we are going to launch. So it's an Apache Rally Tourer Extreme, what we are going to launch today. And I know most of us were waiting to have it. So that's the product we are going to launch today. I'm very happy to share with you, as we are talking, there are 300,000 online motorcycle enthusiasts watching it. Can we have a big round of applause for the motorcycle enthusiasts who really, really want to see this product and have been waiting to get a beautiful motorcycle from the house of TVS. So now I invite Babu-san onto the stage to take us through the details.
Good evening. It's a pleasure hosting you all here at TIOG as the new experience of adventure motorcycling unfolds with all of us here today and those 300,000 motorcycle enthusiasts watching online. I'm happy to share with you some of the work that we did in the back end. What did we do to create this all-new Apache RTX that promises the new elevated experience of adventure motorcycling? As Vimal spoke, as Gaurav mentioned, TVS is known to be championing motorsports, not only the circuit races, but also the rallies. So from the championing of these races and rallies for decades, it's only natural for the DNA to flow in creating this all-new motorcycle that's out here to bring the spirit of racing as reborn for adventure. When we look at creating such product with so much of experience, it is just not enough. Because as we assembled the crew of designers and engineers to start creating this, we wanted them to impregnate the adventure, the feel of off-road riding in every grain of their brain. And that group of designers and engineers were put through a formal off-road training, and that's what you see some of the snapshots. They were put through off-road riding training, and the kind of joy and experience that each one had got into their blood cells as they thought, ideated to define, design, and develop this product, and that's what we see as an outcome today. Let me start with the design. A motorcycle is something that has to look nice and sexy, and then as you sit on it, open throttle, it should ride great. But for an adventure motorcycle, it becomes even more important for the form and emotion that it would kindle, that it would invite us to go out on that adventure and exploration. And Apache RTX is conceived with a unique mono-volume design. The headlamp, the fuel tank flows as a unit body, giving that mass center feel and the presence that is commanding and assertive as it stands to face any challenge that comes as we explore on the bike. And the whole philosophy of being substantial and purposeful is not just the decorative look, but that's what it is meant, as you see in the details to come. This is a motorcycle that's conceived to be living for one vision. That is what has guided for all the design and the engineering to make the spirit of exploration visible and tangible. Every surface, every line that was drawn by the designers as they iterated over sketches and then realized it in the three-dimensional digital sculpted mock-up and the physical mock-up. Every stage, every step, what did we iterate upon is to make every surface and line speak of exploration. It's at home over the mountain ranges as we sit here and nicely experience this weather, or on the unwinding trails that one would want to go after. And it's also the perfect companion, be it day or night. The whole thing is about riding, and experiencing the whole world in a new way. This vision that has sculpted the surface and the body, as we would see later part in the engineering, how it merges into the engineering details. A standing out element here is the levitating reflectors and the light blades that express a strong character while they are extremely made functional. That's one of the reasons I did call out in the previous slide about the starry nights and exploring the adventure even in the nights. And the whole color palette, as you would see later, is inspired by nature, be it the mountains, the solid earth that we stand upon, the blue sky that opens up new possibilities, all inspiration that comes from the nature of the colors that we would love to experience. The whole experience is intuitive on this motorcycle, whether it's the interface on the dashboard or the throttle response or the way you would mount on the bike to feel natural yourself as being part of the machine. The whole experience is designed to be intuitive. At heart, it is the first engine to come out of our new platform. It's the RTX D4 engine that we unveiled in the last Motor Soul. This all-new engine as a platform is created to build several such possible motorcycles that will set new standards for the experience that the rider would get. The XD4 engine gets its name and also its grit to glory from the 4 key technologies: dual oil pump, dual jacket cooling, dual separator breather, and dual overhead cam with downdraft ports. This is a bouquet that was put together to bring a whole new experience of how this engine responds with different terrains, different demands from the rider. It's a 299 300cc motorcycle, 6-speed, a slick quick shifter, bidirectional quick shifter that delivers 36 PS at 9,000 RPM and 28.5 Nm at 7,000 RPM. The more of it comes later as to why would this engine be delivering such a great riding experience. The whole theme of getting this engine out on the road is to make the power delivery very linear. We can chase something that as a peak of who I am, what the max that I can do, but that I can do once, twice. I can do on a chosen moment. But who I am is built of all through my life in all the endeavors that I do. When it comes to a motorcycle, we want to ride it all through terrains. We want to ride it in all the conditions, be it a dense traffic, be it an open highway. So the linear power delivery over a widest band is what this engine is engineered to bring up. And that is brought with a lot of accessible low-end torque as the adventure and rally tourer would demand. And all that is available at tap with a 6-speed that's quick shift. You just keep shifting and going. The precise off-road control is again something that we have been very mindful coming from our rich rally experience, because the rally rider, like the circuit racing, the rally rider also gets moments where it's a surprise not just by the other competing rider, but what the Mother Earth brings in front of him, his front wheel. And there are conditions where he has to face that completely unplanned and unexpected. So the control of the whole motorcycle, the response from the engine, the way the technology can intervene to help the rider to support, the brake, the suspension, the dynamics. So that's something that we have focused quite a lot to bring these motorcycles' ability to offer that new experience. And technologies like dual jacket cooling, it's both water cooling and oil cooling, and the assistant slipper clutch is all brought in, tweaked to give that consistent performance, not only through different terrains, but also throughout the day, throughout the night, whichever part of the time and whatever time of duration that we want to ride continuously. This engine is embedded with a unique technology. It's a plasma spray coating on the cylinder block liner. And this coating was conceived, co-developed with our supplier partner to bring in very high durability. The way the coating works is with micro pores on the surface. And it's a very, very carefully prepared base surface on which the plasma coating is done. And the micro pores absorb the oil, lower the friction enhances the engine's response, and the performance is more instant, while it extends the whole life of the engine, and also the oil life is extended quite a lot. What that means is that the oil stays consistent for a longer period, more mileages to ride. And the whole engine operation also is much quieter with a very good quality of experience. There are pieces of engineering. I didn't want to take 1 hour to bring all of them here, but the highlights, there are pieces of engineering, the details that have gone in. To quote a few here, we have chosen a two-way thermostat that acts in both the ways to quickly warm up the engine, but also keep the engine thermal performance consistent throughout the operating range. The assistant slipper clutch is known, but there is an innovation in this particular engine where the segments in the clutch plates are made leaner, and then there are focused oil jets that spray on the clutch, and that makes the whole control of the clutch a lot more precise, giving very good feedback and having zero drag when you want that fine control all through the terrains. The crank train is tuned up with a higher inertia that makes the engine to crawl with much more ease as you have very mild throttle openings. As you regulate the throttle, be it on a nice corner, taking a corner at 90 plus kilometers per hour, or on a sand patch with 3-4 kilometers per hour to go and regulate, wherever it is that high inertia crank train response is so calibrated that there is no surprise. You are fully in sync with the machine is fully talking to you all through. And as I mentioned before, it's not only on the clutch, but also in several key parts of the engine where there are moving parts. We have carved targeted oil jets, leveraging on our extensive capability of computational fluid dynamics simulation, where the complete engine is simulated and the oil flow is metered with several oil jets, and that helps with hydrodynamic bearing. The oil film forms a very effective hydrodynamic bearing. We could eliminate some of the normal bearings, and that reduces again the inertial masses, improves the response of the engine all through the range. A good engine that's performing excellent, delivering excellent torque and power, it should also be pleasing to the ears. As motorcyclists, we love the music, the grunt of the engine, and that's also something that we are known to be for. So we leveraged all of our experiences, did all the advanced modelings, and carved in something that's so nice, you have to only hear the machine speak to you tomorrow, and that's music to ears as you open throttle. Thermal management is another important aspect when it comes to performance motorcycling. It's on different conditions that the thermal challenges creep in. So as I said before, the two-way thermostat does an important job. We have coined in the intelligent airflow, not only on the radiator, but also the hot air that blows out of the engine, that makes sure that the engine runs at optimum temperature. It warms up quickly, it runs at optimum temperatures, but also as we crawl through dense traffic. Today it's nice, comfortable here with this weather, probably to keep something warm, but when you have to ride in Delhi in the traffic, in the hot summer, it also matters a lot that I don't burn my thighs. So that's our patented duct and deflector system that goes to keep the rider cool and the engine runs cool as well. And this improved thermal performance helps also for superior long-distance touring comfort and the comfortability of commuting on a daily basis. In adventure touring and in rally, the throttle control is something that's of immense importance for the rider, because it's not just about being only linear, it's not about being available on tab, but also how precisely can it respond. A lot of work went in again here in looking into how we can tweak every portion of the engine operating zone. So the combustion, whatever is the turbulence that happens inside, it's all calibrated not just by only the fueling and ignition timing, but also by the way the fuel flows in, so that intelligent combustion with the turbulence control throughout the operating range. And the torque map has got different torque filters, and the intelligence is built in based on which gear we are riding in. It's not the same in all the gears. And what that delivers is a very linear throttle response and a very smooth engine braking as you close the throttle, how much you want to meter on a corner as you slow down and take that corner off, and a very predictable power delivery as we go on. What does it result in with all of this engineering that has gone in? I tried mapping to give some point of reference, as there are good motorcycles out there. All of us ride. We enjoy every motorcycle. It doesn't matter what that motorcycle is, but then each one stands for something of its own. Each motorcycle brings something that's nice. And when we have set out to create this motorcycle to give an elevated and differentiated experience, we were for sure to give something that's standing tall above what the others could offer. You can see the typical power curve, the wheel traction force that finally translates into. There are bikes that are delivering something that's flat all throughout, but not enough. And there are bikes which give out some nice peak RPMs, a narrow band, typical of a racing motorcycle that you can keep yourself at that operating range and keep revving at full. But what they miss out is to give that widest experience. And where does Apache RTX stand? A lot of accessible torque translating into traction force in the low end at your command. And as the torque and power raise through the range, you get a very linear, smooth increase that makes the whole ride enjoyable on a free road. As you open up the throttle, it just takes you to the open sky. And the peak performance is also available over a very wide band. And that makes the whole experience of riding fantastic. And if we are to chase some numbers, if we are to look at how fast can I go, you can see in this graph, sorry that the fonts are too small and not readable, neither for me, though I'm standing close, but it's to talk about 0 to 60, 30 to 60, and 30 to 90, how you pass by to overtake, how you speed up when you see the free stretch, and how you do a stand-start acceleration. Such a nice engine ready to go. We need to give compliments to the engine by carrying it on a wonderful vehicle architecture, a chassis that's equally capable. The way we wanted to define this motorcycle at the beginning is to give it a character to bring the spirit of adventure. Effortless ride. Adventure need not be punishing. Adventure need not be inaccessible. It does not have to mean that I have to be an expert to experience life in full. And so we wanted to make it effortless. Rally touring focused, so that we can enjoy exploring places as the roads open up and as places open up where there are no roads. So rally touring focused. It's not just about being easy, but also being precise. Precise in connecting back to the rider, giving all the connect all the time. Stable and comfortable. It's not that all out all the time I'm going to be at my peak. There are times on a long day that I would like to sit and relax, enjoy the breeze that's flowing over my head as I ride through the motorcycle. So the various dynamics of the motorcycle, just to call out the two dominant modes here, weave and wobble, we looked at, again with the advanced simulations, the whole dynamics of the motorcycle, where it has to be fast and agile as you pass through very tight corners in mountain roads. It has to be very nice, stable on the sweeping corners on a highway, and it should be fantastically stable as we go on straight highways with full throttle, also coming later about the cruise control. So all of the dynamics was carefully chosen and coined through various elements of the chassis design. This motorcycle is built with a strong steel trellis frame mated to an aluminum die-cast swing arm. We have a patented technology, we call it as synchro-stiff chassis. It matters a lot to get a right matching where the front wheel connects at the steering pivot to where the rear wheel connects at the swing arm pivot. The stiffness matters from that end to the descent, the front axle to rear axle. So that stiffness also flows through in sections. It's not one number of the whole structure responding, because when the dynamics are at play to different speeds as we operate, different terrains, the point of twist keeps changing. So that's why it's important to have a good synchronous stiffness across the chassis structure to make the whole machine and the man feel like one. And that offers exceptional stability with effortless handling. Motorcycle is all about us as riders, and we want to enjoy the machine, and we want the machine to do everything that we want, and we don't want the machine to be dictating anything to us. And the whole approach has been on human-centric design. The way an adventure rider would want to enjoy. There are multiple postures that one can do. A comfortable, relaxed sitting, stand up to conquer the terrain, and also sometimes you sit back and relax with a very large, roomy seat. And so the whole ergonomics is completely mapped for all the kind of seating postures that we would want to experience. And touring could also mean I have a lovely pillion along as a company, so the seat is spacious to carry the pillion along as a friend and enjoy the tour. And it's catering to the 5th to 95th percentile of the complete rider range. The chassis has the key elements. It's an upside-down 41 inches cartridge front fork, and that comes with adjustable damping as we would want to tweak. The damping range is up to 30% of damping variation, both in compression and rebound damping. The rear is with a monotube floating piston. The piston is not a banded piston, but it's coated with PTFE to make the response very instantaneous. It's gas-charged shock absorber that helps us ride on any road for the good feedback, but also filtering out all the shocks that we don't want to experience. The tires are again something that we have specifically worked on, be the tread pattern and also a special polymer. It's a tripolymer that is injected into making this tire something special that can ride excellent on asphalt, but also on the off-road as we go on. And a 320 millimeters diameter pedal disc at the front. And that comes with a lot of power, but not instantaneous, but a very linear, progressive response. We have done something very special, innovative in the hydraulics of both suspension and the brakes to give that very linear and progressive response with a very close loop feedback to the rider. All of this makes this whole bike fantastic, and we have also decided to bring technology that adds to the fun, that aids further experiences, and the beginners to have a mind-free, worry-free experience as they quickly become masters of the bike. So the RTLSE, the linear stability control, as we branded it, that has a bouquet of technologies. The anti-lock brake system, it's not just about preventing the wheel lock alone, but it also enhances the stability and control in extreme terrains. So there are different modes of the ABS. We have spent kilometers and kilometers of riding in asphalt and in off-roads to bring this rally mode, urban mode, and rain mode distinctly different when it comes to the ABS calibration to bring that precision response. The RTLSE comes with traction control. Here again, the traction control works so precisely that there is a rally mode that is set for facing the grit on the dirt and the gravel and the mud, while also an excellent precision when the road is wet. It's a good asphalt, solid ground, but the road is wet. So there are two different modes that you get on the traction control. There is cruise control, without which I don't think I can enjoy a day full of riding for a tour. So I don't have to keep my throttle open at 120 kilometers per hour. I switch on the cruise and keep experiencing the brace that passes through. So for long adventure touring, the cruise control is built. The differentiation that again comes in this bike is the intelligence that is built in, because we did extensive real-world data collection and the whole tuning has been done to make the cruise control available through widest using range. The rally ABS and the traction control has got so much of detail. I will not bore you into the technical details today, but tomorrow when you ride, you can experience how these controls are less intrusive, but connecting back to us as riders, how it adds to the experience that we have. So there are 4 ride modes. There is tour, there is rally, there is urban, and there is rain. For the engine, there are 2 operating modes. One that aids us on the tour and rally, and for urban and rain, it's tamed down, it is mellowed down. And on the ABS, there are 3 modes, and on the traction control, there are 2 modes. That as a combination makes 4 different ride modes that you can choose depending on that day's terrain that you want to conquer or the mood with which you want to ride on that day. TVS SmartX Connect makes the product, the motorcycle, and the biker stay connected all through wherever you go. It's first ever in the segment 4-wheeler-like multi-channel connectivity of Bluetooth. You get hands-free voice and music control. You can get also the TPMS talking all the time through the Bluetooth. There is map mirroring. It's the first time in the segment that from the phone you can run the map. And the GoPro control also connects through the Bluetooth. So it's fully loaded that don't have to search for anything, but stay on the bike and keep going. And of course, there is a Digi-Doc transfer that comes on board for the documents that I have to carry on the way. The UI UX is again done keeping in mind the whole experience that has to be consistent with the character of the bike and the character of the person who wants to experience this world. So the distinct background themes have been built in for each mode to give that intuitive experience. There are smart controls on the handlebar. I don't have to take my hands off for anything as I ride, and the controls come handy while I ride. There is an intelligent intensity control that is built on the headlamp as the speed increases in the night. When I explore the starry night, the intensity keeps increasing as the speed goes up, and all the other controls that I need while I'm on the way is available. So there is no more single-hand riding because I have to reach out to something. The whole experience of connected is something that is done keeping in mind how can we elevate again the whole experience. Powered by Google, it's always on, always connected, and a lot of engineering that has gone in when you do the map mirroring, that the lag is more or less at zero, that you get instantaneous changes on the display that makes the experience seamless. As I said before, the UI UX is specially designed for this adventure touring motorcycle. The experience is something that goes with the character. The expeditions can be personalized. There are widgets that you can choose and configure. The whole convenience out of the connected ride is something that's unmatched. It will be very intuitive. You can wade through the different scenes and choose your configurations as you want. And it also adds to a responsible, safe riding throughout the usage of the bike. The SmartX Connect offers a lot of standard features: last park location as I wander into the wild, advanced ride analytics when I want to look back and then see what did I do and what can I do better tomorrow, a navigation assist with map mirroring, staying informed of the weather where I get in, and the other things that I would love to, alerts and vehicle information, all of that at the tap of a button. So that's the whole engineering package which we have put as an endeavor to bring this all-new motorcycle. Let me call upon Mr. R.G. Periyaswamy, our Executive Vice President, New Product, to speak about how did we get on this journey with.
Thank you. Thank you, Babu. So, all of you heard about the great journey, right? So excited to see the bike. So a few minutes on the journey so far, how we built this product. So it all began on one fine day when 100 of our people with great grit and passion sat together to define, deliver, and develop a product which is debuting as Apache RTX today. So this machine is going to make a new chapter with the liberating and unparalleled performance in the area of adventure. This is a set of carefully chosen technologies and also the new features bundled together to create a completely new tech features which you will all love as you go forward. Wish you all a very happy and adventurous riding. Thank you.
Request Vimal back on the stage, please, to take this forward.
Hi, good evening all. When I left, there were around 300,000 people, and I was told just now there are 485,000 views on the YouTube. So big round of applause for all the design engineers who made such a beautiful motorcycle. I know it's very cold out here. Can we have a big round of applause for all of us being here to enjoy motorcycling? This will make you a little warmer. I know this is a little bit cold here. It should make us a little warm. I am sure tomorrow is going to be fun. I was riding this motorcycle on the route we are going to send you tomorrow. We have put certain set of riders into certain set of the routes. I know Varun is looking at me. We wanted to see who is going to do what on the motorcycle saga. We thought we must test and see how people are going to ride and enjoy the motorcycle tomorrow, right? It's going to be fun of a day, right? So before I step on to the beautiful motorcycle we are going to unveil, right, I was telling other day to Sean and Vikas, they've been working on this product, that it takes us 90 minutes to launch the product. It takes almost 3 years to make this motorcycle. And hundreds of engineers who work at the back end, hundreds of vendors who work to create these parts. It's such a beautiful journey to make such a wonderful motorcycle. But in 90 minutes, we are trying to say in a gist what this motorcycle is all about. So not only are we launching today a beautiful motorcycle, we are going to launch set of accessories which are collaborated with GV, the world's best in terms of its range of products. I hope it works. Yes, it's working. So we have our own, I'm going to skip this because Babu-san spent a lot of time on this in terms of the riding, in terms of the performance, in terms of the design. So if you look at this total combination of the motorcycle, this is a full package. There's no compromise. This is going to redefine the segment. As I spoke in the beginning, the segment is going to be redefined with the Apache RTX. Trust me, this is going to redefine the way we define the Apache in the sports segment, right? We are a leading brand, as we said. I would love you to take a photograph of it, and when you ride tomorrow, please enjoy these, all technologies, we are talking about it, and give us the feedback at the end of the day. Did you enjoy bi-directional quick shifter? Did you enjoy all the riding modes? So that we will know from your feedback whether we did a good job or we need to improve further, right? So RTX has its own brand world. We have Apache as a mother brand. Then we have RTR there, which is in the naked segment, and RR in the super sport segment. We are creating this brand world because this is for those set of consumers who are looking for something which is very differentiated, which is very, very different. So we'll have a set of RTX accessories in terms of all the things that they need for doing the touring. And these are collaborated with GV. We have got pannier boxes, tank bags, and the top boxes. So very, very nicely designed and developed, and it took a good amount of time to develop these. We got a safety protection also because we know you're going to fall your bikes. There's a bash plate, crash guard, and knuckle guard. Ladies and gentlemen, this bike is really built for riding into all the terrains, and I'm sure tomorrow when you take this bike out, don't worry whether you fall or whether you don't fall, the bike is going to take care of you. So enjoy the riding. So in terms of, it's not moving, yeah. So we have comfort and convenience because we are going to do touring on it. So really, really wanted people to go for a longer tour. And if you look at the seat, if you look at the saddle height, if you look at the weight, its comfort in riding is there, the ergonomics is there. On top of it, you get a rear hugger, you get a, your USB charger and all to top and make this motorcycle a perfect motorcycle for you to ride. In terms of the apparel, we are making its own collection because in adventure, you really need your apparels, which should be absolutely able to get into dirt, get you out of the dirt, be all-weather, and take care of your protection. So this is also developed along with Alpine Star, so we have a good collection here. We have got dual sport helmets, we have got adventure riding shoes, jackets, and touring pants. And I'm sure once we launch the bike, you will be able to see some of them here as well. So not only are we launching motorcycle, we are also launching our apparel and accessories to go with it. What is the beauty of TVS Motors Company? We are the only company which does racing as a program. We don't only do racing to build a brand, we also want to make motorsports democratized in India. Every town, every city. Most of the journalists, I was given a recent specs, 75% of the auto journalists are trained in one or the other program of TVS Racing. Right? Very happy, very proud of it. We have trained more than 3,000 racers. We have got 1,000 of women racer participants in it. And we are the first Indian manufacturer to have one make series. So we have great riding racing academy. What we needed now is to create on this strong pedigree, the knowledge and the know-how, a TVS Adventure Academy. We will be creating this academy. We want people to enjoy motorcycle. We want them to enjoy the full of motorcycling, not just get on the bike and saying, I want to ride. मेरे को चलाना है. मेरे को ना ले जाना bucket list में. पर वहाँ चलाना कैसे बहुत सारे कम लोगों को ही पता है. कोई गिर के सीखता है, कोई चल के सीखता है, कोई दोस्त से सीखता है. We are going to create a structured program about adventure training academy, and we are going to put people out there and grow this. Are you happy with this? Yet another great initiative from TVS Motor Company, not only making a product, not only making accessories for it, not only making apparel, but creating an ecosystem to make this segment grow in India, because we believe this is a segment which should grow in India and should become a bigger world. So from this, what are we doing? Sorry, can you move on the slide, please? So in top of it, what we are doing, there's an academy. This will be spread over various zones in India. We'll start like we started slide schools. and we'll take it to other parts of the world. What is unique and different about TVS is this slide, ladies and gentlemen, is about we make motorcycles which are connected, and we do connected experiences. We have connected devices with our SmartX Connect. We have connected riders through our SmartX Connect riding devices. We also have a riding community being put on Kogo. We have 450,000 Apache customers connected with us on Kogo. So we are the only brand out there which is completely into a connected ecosystem, from a bike to a rider to a community to a place where they can go and experience the motorcycling at an overall level. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, here we are going to launch Apache RTX. This is, I thought I must unveil the colors first. Okay. So this is one of my favorites. So Viper Green is one of the color. The second color is the Tarn Bronze. So every inspiration of the color is come from adventure. It has come from those deserts. This has come from those tarmacs. This has come from those brown mountains in Himalayas. This has come from all of us who are riding. We are all motorcyclists, right? We all ride. We all see these colors. We wanted to bring these colors in terms of motorcycle colors so that people can connect with it. We have metallic blue, which is very, very unique. And most of you, when you step out in the morning with the bright sun, you can see this color. And you know, we chose this location for a precise reason that you are on the top of a mountain, only place where you can talk to sky and the clouds, and only place we are going to launch RTX, where you're going to enjoy the full level of motorcycling in the adventure segment altogether. Lightning black, this is one of the beautiful black. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it today. So it's a beautiful range of the colors that we will be launching today in front of all of you. And pearl white, I think this is really, really beautiful color in this segment we have. So can we have the AV, please?
It's grit that keeps you warm when fear numbs you. It's grit that fuels your trip. Grit that keeps you up. Wakes you up. And shakes you up. It's grit that says you can. When common sense screams you shouldn't. It's grit that carries you to the top. To bask in the golden dawn of glory. TVS Apache RTX. Grit to glory.
Woo! Come on, people, make some noise! Apache RTX, Grit to glory! We need you make some noise!
Can I invite Mr. Gaurav Gupta, Babu San, and RGP San for a photo op? How is the bike? How beautiful is it? How many of you want to ride right away? Just give them away. Gaurav. Just give away, please. Yeah, please. Gaurav, come here. Babu San, please put a leg on the bike. Babu, RGP set. Can I get in, madam? Woo! Thumbs up. So I'm sure we will give us 5-10 minutes. We'll give you all these beautiful bikes for you to shoot, consume, and I'm sure you love it, right? What is pending? You don't want to know pricing? You want to know pricing? Can you go back to your seats so that I can share with you all pricing? Thank you, Babu San. Thank you, RGP San, for joining us here. Gaurav, can you stay here? I need to take an approval from my boss. And that bike, screen full. So what should be the price is what we thought we should announce. Can we have the base pricing? Wow, Gaurav. Is this right? What is the price? Are you not excited?
I think.
Oh, I have a big problem. My boss has to approve it, right? I don't know whether I can go back and get a pricing. So ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, we are introducing an introductory price for Apache RTX. Can we have the pricing?
Vimal, we talked about value maximization. So value maximization.
Still not good. I wanted it to become much more better. Can we move on? Whoa, that's the pricing. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are having the base variant of Apache RTX starting at a stunning price of 1,99,900 at ex-showroom Bangalore. I am sure this is for those Apache customers who are out there who want to really get into the adventure. I have been waiting to us to leave. So let me show you the 3 variants of the bikes. Can we have the slide for the varianting, please? So we have a base variant starting at 1,99,000. We have a top variant at 214,000. As Gaurav spoke about build to order, this is our factory first, right? We make customized bikes, we make factory bikes, and that is going to be at 2,29,000. The customer there gets an adjustable suspension, he gets a TPMS, and he also gets a brass coated chain. So this is the complete range of motorcycles we have here. On your right, you can see the apparels and accessories. On your left, you can see the wonderful, beautiful motorcycles out there. Thank you so much for joining us here. And here are the bikes which you can now consume. Thank you so much, Babu San. Thank you, RGP. Thanks, Gaurav. Thanks a lot. Okay, 2 minutes. We'll do after that.
Okay, everyone. Before we move on, we go ahead, we keep clicking pictures. I want you all to make some noise. Come on, put your hands together once again. Come on! This is so cool. I would like to thank our audiences who have joined us from all around the globe on different platforms. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much. We will say bye for now.
One picture.
See you in the future.
Für mehr Videos einfach abonnieren.